Hello guys, so let's start this session. I'm with AWS. In this session, we will pay attention only on SageMaker, right? We will pay attention more only on SageMaker. But before that, we will go through some basics of AWS also. Right? So let's start the session. So what is AWS, Amazon Web Services? So it is a highly available, secure cloud service platform that offers more than cloud application. Right? AWS basically provides more than 200 cloud applications. Right? It is a secure cloud platform that offers on-demand delivery of services like storage, compute power, database, and many others over the internet with pay-as-you-go pricing model. AWS is a cloud computing platform that allows you to create cloud-based application. So here you can see, so first you have to create an account on AWS, right? So just open the link, AWS console, and just open this first link. So first you have to create an account if you don't have, right? Okay, so if you don't have the account, first you have to create an account. So here you can see some link, console account, create account. So somewhere here you will find an option. Here you can see you have to enter the email address, right? You have to enter your account name, right? So there are some steps, right, that you have to follow, right, to complete your sign up account. Right, after that you will get the username and password, right, and that will be your root account, right? That will be your root account. Okay, already have an account, right? So I'm going to log in into this AWS account. Okay, see, from a security point of view, right, it is not recommended to sign in your account with a root user, right? So instead of that, we can create a user account, right, uh, inside the AWS console, right? And after that, every time if you want to do some work, right, in the AWS cloud, right, so we have to log in with IAM user, right? So what is IAM? So basically, this is a AWS service, right? And I'll explain about this service, right, in the further class. So here I'm going to log in into my AWS account. So I am username, okay, or I'll show you with my root account. Instead of this, login back. So instead of this, I want to sign in using my root account. So here I can enter my email address first. Okay, next is, so here you can see this AWS console, right? So here you will find a lot of AWS services, right? You have a service like for this analytics, right? For compute, container, database, and you also have service for machine learning. Here you can see, but here we will go through only SageMaker, this one, right? Amazon SageMaker. So with the help of SageMaker, we can build, train, and deploy a machine learning model, right? That we will cover in this series. There are some benefit also, right? First is easy to use. Compared to other platforms, AWS provides a user-friendly platform in which a beginner can also use it. It is possible because of the clear documentation and convenient console AWS provides. So here you can see it is very easy to use, right? So here you will find the recently visited services, right? And here, any service that you want to use, just type here. Suppose I want to use SageMaker, right? So I need to just type here SageMaker, and here you can see I'm getting the service Amazon SageMaker. Just click on this, right? And after that you have to follow some steps here, right? And you will get a notebook instance here. So here you can see get started, and here you can also create your instance. And you can see under the notebook section here you will find notebook instance, right? So using a AWS console, right, it's very easy, right? So for a beginner point of view, right, it is very easy to use a AWS console. So if we talk about benefit, so the first benefit is easy to use, and the next one is secure. So Amazon Web Services provides a standard and secure infrastructure where the user has to pay only for the services they use. Right? It means we have to just pay for the service that we are using. Right? It provides a wide range of services for security, right? And identity access and management is one of such service, where admin manage access to user for using AWS service. Right. So instead of sign in using root account, right, we can sign in using a user account, right, and that we can create with the help of root account. Next, we have cost effective. Regardless of whether you are a startup or a huge venture organization, you can economize only when you can leverage the services that your business needs. Right? AWS offer economical pricing that is very much affordable in comparison to other non-premises service costs. So basically, with the help of AWS Cloud, you can save your cost. See, okay. Now let's take an example here. So I want to open a whiteboard screen. Okay. Suppose we want to deploy a web application. Right? We have application and we want to deploy this. Suppose we have a ML application and we want to deploy this web application somewhere, right? Okay. So if we talk about a traditional way, so first we need a server. Means we have to buy a server, right? We need to buy a server. Right? So this is the first cost that we have to pay. Second one, we need you can say some place, right, to place this server, right? We need some place to keep this server, right? Okay, and also we need some we can say a person, right, to maintain this server, right? So here we can say a maintenance service, right? Okay, and many also other things that we have to do to run ML application on this server, right? So basically here it will include a lot of cost, right? So instead of all these things, we can just hire a web server, right? We can just rent a web server. So here we can use AWS Cloud, right? We also have some other options like Google, right, or Microsoft also, right? But here we are talking about AWS, right? So we can just take a web server from this AWS Cloud on rent, right? And after that, we can just deploy our application. Okay, so this is the main benefit here, right? So it saves server cost, right? Or we can say next, it saves infra cost, right? And then it also save other maintaining cost, right? And it provides cloud platform with on-demand delivery of cloud services with pay-as-you-go model. Okay, so there are many benefits of using AWS cloud server, right? Instead of just buying a server, right, to deploy a application. Okay, next benefit we have scalability. Means Amazon offers an infrastructure that is scaled based on the use. right? So due to this, the cost of users can be low if the users scale down, right, the instances that are using. Right. It means we can just scale up or scale down the resources or services. So there are many benefits of using AWS cloud, right? And these are the main. Next here, we have here a lot of services in AWS, right? But these are the main: compute, migration, security, storage, networking, messages, database, management tool, right? Analytics. So these are the main, right? But currently, I think we have more than 200 services on AWS. So here we will talk about first EC2, right? So what is EC2 means Elastic Compute Cloud. It means if you want to just need a virtual machine, right? If you need a virtual machine, you can just take it on rent on AWS cloud with the help of EC2, right? So I'll also uh, show you a demo, right? How to create a virtual machine on AWS. Okay, so EC2 provides compute capacity in the cloud, right? This capacity is secure and resizing based on the user requirement. It helps deploy apps quickly without buying hardware upfront and deploy virtual server as required and at scale. It is a web service that provides secure, resizable compute capacity in the cloud. Amazon EC2 provides scalable computing capacity in the AWS cloud. Okay, so instead of this, I'm going to first sign out and I'm going to log in with my AWS user. Okay, okay. Before that, I want to show you something. So I'm going to log in again with my root user. Okay, there might be some issue. Okay, so if you search here with EC2, we search EC2. So here you can see virtual servers in the cloud. Means if you want to deploy your web application, so first you can create a virtual web server, right? Here on this with the help of EC2, right? And here you can see instances running 0, right? So okay, so currently there is no running EC2 instance, right? Or we can say a virtual server. We also have some other services like IAM, right? Identity Access Management, right? So manage access to AWS resources. So with the help of IAM, we can create a user, right? And we can just uh, allow some resources to that user. Okay, so currently here you can see we have only one user, right? We have only one user, AWS ML engineer. And if you want to, okay, and here you can see, okay, the authority to this user that has Amazon S3 full access, Amazon SageMaker, and this IAM full access. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create a EC2 instance. So here we can create a EC2 instance, create a virtual server. So just click on this instances. Okay, so currently here you can see there is no instance is running. So we can click on launch instance. Okay, first we can just give it a name, my demo. Okay, and then here we can search about some free tier resources. Means after creating a account under the free tier, right here you will get some free tier resources. Means a free tier operating system also. right? So here we can search about free tag here instead of this. Okay, let's say we want to use Ubuntu here. So we can select the OS that comes another free tag. Okay, just give me a minute. Instead of this, pricing model free tag. Okay, we want to use here Ubuntu thing system. Okay, just give me a minute. We can unclick this one. Desktop. Okay, let's go back here on launch instance. Okay, so guys, here you can see free tab eligible, right? So we can just select the operating system that comes under free tab. Okay, so let's select this one. Okay, so my demo, and then okay, so here we have this Amazon Linux 2, right? Okay, and then after here, uh, we can select the instance type. Okay, and that is here T2 micro, right? And here you can see under the free tab, we get only T2 micro or T3 micro instance, right? So here we are going with T2 micro because that comes under free tab eligible. Okay, next here we want to create a key pair, right? Because we want to access SSH, right? With the help of SSH, we want to access the terminal of this virtual server. So create a new key pair. You can give a name here, demo one, and create, and just click on this. So guys, here you can see here you are getting a demo one and then 1.pm. Okay, or instead of this you can take some other name, demo ml. Yes. Next, we will keep the other things default. Okay, and here we can also create a security group. Okay, and here we will just allow this SSH traffic, right? Because here we want to just access the terminal of this instance, right? If you want to allow the HTTP traffic, right, or okay, or HTTPS, you can just click on these boxes. But currently we want to just allow the SSH traffic. Okay, and rest of the thing we can just keep default. Okay, now so here we have summary. So number of instance one, and this is the image, and here we are using instance T2 micro, right? And this is our security group. Okay, and the storage here we want to use this 8 GB. Now click on this launch instance. So here you can see the status is pending, right? So it will take a few minutes, right, to start this machine. Now here you can see instances are running, right? And if we click on this here in this box, and here you will find the IP address, right? So this is the public IP address, this is the private IP address, right? Okay, and now we want to access this machine. So how we can do that? So just click on the connect, and now next we can open our terminal, and first here we can just change the permission of the .pem file. So in my download section, you can see I have this file demo ml.pem. So let's change the permission here. You change mode and 400, and then file name demo ml. Next, we can just copy this copy and paste it here on my terminal. Now here you can see that we have got the terminal of this running instance. And it's okay. Let's check here for Python. You can see here we also have a Python version, Python 3.7.16. Right. So this is how we can access a virtual machine. Okay. Now I'm going to exit from the service. Okay. So once you are done, then just close this machine. Right. Okay. So it is a good practice. So after using an instance, right, or once you are done, then just first just you can say terminate the instance. This is okay. So this is the use of EC2. So EC2 we can use for the virtual server, right? Suppose we have a ML application, right, and we want to deploy that application somewhere on a web server, right? So we can just use a EC2 instance, right? And with the help of EC2 instance, we will get a virtual server, right? And then we can deploy our web application on this virtual web server. Next service we have Amazon Identity and Access Management. So what is the use of this app, this service? AWS Identity and Access Management is a web service for securely controlling access to AWS resources. Right? It enables AWS customer to manage users and user permission in AWS. So we use IAM to control who is authenticated and authorized to use resources. Okay, suppose we want to create a user, right, that will pay attention only on the things which are related to machine learning, right? So we can just give him a resource, right, and that is a SageMaker, right? So let's see how we can create a user here. Yeah, and if you want to delete this instance action, okay. Now here after this we want to use IAM. So we want to create a user, right, and we want to assign him a service. So let's create a user here. So under the users, so here you can see I already have a user AWS ML engineer, and I'm going to create another user here. The username, let's say ML engineer. Okay, and after that we can just click on this. I want to create an IAM user, and then we want to give a custom password. We want to set a custom password here. So let's set a custom password. Okay, instead of this, I can use here, and then you can just click on this next. Okay, next we want to attach some policies. Means we want to just give the access to this user like a SageMaker, right? Like SageMaker. So here you can see the services related to SageMaker. So we can just assign him the service Amazon SageMaker full access, right? And click on next. So here you can see username, custom password, and then this service, right? Similarly, if you want to assign some more services, right? So just click on previous, and let's suppose we want to give him okay, a storage service that is S3, right? That is S3. Here you can see Amazon S3 full access. So we want to also allow this service to this user ML engineer. So with the help of this service. So this service basically we use if you want to store something, right? Currently we have just allotted two services. First is SageMaker and the second is S3. Now create user, okay, and then you can just copy this, create a new window, paste it here, okay, and then I'm okay. Then we want to just sign out from this. You just want return to user list. We can also download this file, right? So here, okay, so here we will get the all the credentials in this file. Okay, and then here we can just go back to the service IAM, and here now we have two users, right? Okay, now let's sign out. Okay, now we want to log in using a root user that we have just created. So instead of this, we want to log in using IAM. So we have to enter first here 12-digit account ID. So where is account ID? This one. Copy this and paste it here. Right? And here the username that I have taken, I'm an engineer. And the password, there might be some incorrect password. Okay, there might be some issue. Okay, but I'll show you another user login. Right, so okay, let me take another user. Here you can see, right? Login back. What's the parameter here? Okay, let me open this again. This tab. Login back. Okay, I need to take another user. I have just signed in using my user AWS ML engineer, right? AWS ML engineer. Okay, so suppose here we want to create a EC2 machine here. We want to create a EC2 machine. So here we are getting error, right? Because this user here, okay, here you can see you are not authorized to perform this operation. Right? It means this user AWS ML engineer, right? So it means this user doesn't have any right, to create a EC2 instance, right? So basically, this user can access SageMaker, right? Can access SageMaker, right? So basically, he has authority to access the SageMaker, right? Or okay, or S3 service also, right? But he cannot create a EC2 machine, right? Because he doesn't have any authority to create a EC2 machine, right? Okay, so with the help of IAM, we can just okay with the help of IAM, we can create a user, right, with some authorities, right? So IAM controls who is authenticated and authorized to use AWS services and resources, right? Authentication means who can log in the account, right? And okay, and authorization means what can be done inside a given AWS account, right? So IAM is a free global service. So there is no need to define a reason. Right? So IAM allows you to create AWS user or groups and give or deny them access to AWS resources. Right? AWS root account is the account that you create with your email address and password, right? And root account has full administrative access, right? And it is very risky to use it all the time, right? So that's why we have to create a user, right, with some authorities, right? And right, okay, and after that we can use that user right, to do a daily basis task. This is how we can use IAM service. So next we have AWS SageMaker. So SageMaker is a cloud-based machine learning platform that helps user create, design, train, tune, and deploy machine learning models in a production-ready hosted environment. So basically, this AWS provide a lot of services, but here we will pay attention more only on SageMaker. So with the help of SageMaker, we can build, train, and deploy a machine learning model. Okay, Amazon SageMaker is a fully managed service that provides every developer and data scientist with the ability to build, train, and deploy machine learning models quickly. So let's see how we can create a SageMaker notebook instance, right? Okay, and this will be similar to the Jupyter notebook. So let's see how we can create a notebook instance here. So currently here you can see there is no instance is running. So we can just click on this notebook instance. Here we can give a name, my ML code demo, and here then we can choose the instance type, right, for the training. So under the free tier here we get only MLT3 medium, right, MLT3 medium. And here for the inference means for the prediction, here you can use, here you can see here you also have some option here, right, but here this time we will just keep it as a none. Okay, and rest of thing we will set the default. Okay, and here we want to just you create a new role, any S3 bucket. Then we will just keep these things default, network, git repositories, tags, and just create a notebook instance. Just click on this. It will take a few minutes to start this notebook. Here you can see the status, it is showing pending. Okay, just refresh it again. Okay, so here you can search about what comes under the free tag, AWS free tag. Here you can see. So here you will get 12 months free, 750 hours EC2. And here you will get 12 months free for the Amazon S3 5 GB. Right? And here you will get free trial, like 2 months for the Amazon SageMaker. Right? It is taking so much time to create a instance. So if you want to use a SageMaker, first we have to create an account. All right. Okay, so just I'm just coming back in 2 minutes. Okay, so guys, here now you can see we are getting the status in service and the action we are getting open Jupyter. So we can open this. So this is our very similar to the Jupyter notebook. We can write some code here, right? Here we can write some code to build, train our model. Okay, so guys, here you can see. So we can create a new notebook here. So we have too many options here for PySpark, Python, PyTorch, TensorFlow. But here we can select this one, Conda Python 3. So if you have any experience with Jupyter Notebook on your machine, so here you can easily work with it. So once you are done, just stop and delete this instance, right? Otherwise there may be some charge that you have to pay, right? So if you want to just avoid such charges, so please delete this instance once you are done. Okay, so in the next session we will start from how to create a notebook instance, right? And then after we will see some basic code of machine learning, right? So in the next session we will start from how to create a Jupyter notebook instance here. right? So let's wind up this session, right? Okay, and let's meet in the next session. Thank you, guys.